to the Outlet Podcast channel. My name's Gazy, and I'm the host of the Outlet Podcast. If you want to get in touch with the podcast, listen in on a drive home or whatnot, you can do so. All my information is going to be in the description below. I think I'm going to start saying that just because it makes things faster. So, on this vlog for the About Face vlogs, what I like to do is answer there's 50 questions I took from somebody on from their blog. There was 50 questions you can ask anyone, something like that. Ask yourself and others. So of those 50 questions, there are some pretty good ones, and I wanted to share my responses with the YouTube community in hopes of just putting up some interesting stuff on my channel, and maybe, just maybe, establishing a real cool Facebook, Twitter, friendship. That'd be pretty cool. Have some online friends. That won't be too bad. So you guys, the two questions that I pulled today. The question number one is, do you have a nickname, and do you always like to be called it? Okay. I do have a nickname. My nickname was given to me by my twin sister when we were 5 years old, and it's Coco. Because the color of my hair color, it's because my hair color, and because I head butted her when we were younger, and then she said that, and it kind of just stuck, and it's stuck, and it's not, it's a lot of my friends call inner circle friends, they call me that, but not all the time. And the second part of the question, I don't prefer to be called Coco all the time. I don't prefer to be all the time just because I don't necessarily like it in some settings. If I'm doing business, if I'm doing business money, I'm serious about that. I don't like being called Coco. Don't do that. Why would you? I have a name, and that's one of the things. I prefer my first name that was given to me by my father, because there's some meaning behind my first name, Gazy. There's some meaning behind Gazy, and it's always how I've been identified, and it's something that I kind of take a little serious, but it depends in the atmosphere. Don't roll up on, when I was dating my wife, I didn't like people rolling up on me, Coco. Hey, I'm trying to be serious. This girl, I don't need her. I'm not trying to let her know all of my hardcore details, my life situations, all that. Not yet. I'm just getting to know her. Stuff like that. It's kind of you blow up my spot, and also I've heard people use my nickname in condescending ways, and I don't like it. If you have a nickname, it might have happened to you, where in an argument or a heated discussion, someone calls you that nickname, and it's the most condescending, talking down. I loathe it. I loathe it because it's because you know me in a different way, in a different facet, you're talking down to me as if that facet is a poor thing. My name's Gazy. That's my name. And you're trying to treat me like Coco, like I'm a child or something like that. Or that doesn't add any credibility to your argument, to the point you're trying to make. You're just trying to, that's mudslinging. And it's the worst kind of mudslinging, because you're using leverage that you have because you don't have a nickname. I have a nickname. And because it's a silly nickname, you're trying to use it against me. I don't appreciate that. So I still like Gazy, but in certain atmospheres, Coco's fine. In certain tones, that's fine too. But yeah, I think that, and the only way, if I were to offer some advice, the only way you can control that as the person with the nickname is you go to confront the person who you feel is condescending to you, and you confront them and you say, hey, I would appreciate it you don't say that in mixed company. I would, the way you said my nickname, it came off with a bit of avarice in your tone, and I just want to talk about that. I want to address that because, XYZ conversation, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, you guys. Let me see if this... Oh, yeah. You guys didn't know that. I got a sunroof, baby. Woo! I forgot about the sunroof. Wow. So, yeah, that's my nickname. And, yeah, and that's the second thing. So, question number dos was, do you have any books on your bookshelf that are begging to be read? Yes, 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 and yes. Now, if you've been following my In the Beginning Was the Word book club, I've been tackling 2 books. One has been tackled, and I just really need the time to do the video. More videos. The second, I've been reading periodically. Because I've been reading periodically, and it is The Narrative Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. And the second book was The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. And those two book club entries that I do, you can find it on my Outlet Podcast channel here on YouTube. You just need to search, because it's right there. You type in the beginning was the word, and boom, it will show up with my visage. Those 2 books I'm reading, but there are some other ones that are begging to be read, and the ones that are begging for it are Dante's Inferno. I have Dante's Inferno readily available. I also have what's this other book that... I have all 13 books. All 13 books of the Series of Unfortunate Events. And I love the Series of Unfortunate Events. It's one of the best, if not the best, young adult novel, in my own opinion. I was never a Harry Potter fan. I just was intimidated. I was heavily intimidated by the girth of the book, man, because that book was huge, and I was just intimidated because I thought I couldn't do it. Hindsight, I look back and I'm like, well, maybe I missed out. I can always hop on the bandwagon and start reading those books, but I don't know. I feel that the time, I talked all about this on a podcast episode I did, which is in the description below. You can search for the podcast titled Intro to Hogwarts. And on Intro to Hogwarts, I talked to my friend Victoria and her fiance Ryan, where they were exclusively invited to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Central Florida, here in Universal Studios. And they got this oh man, it was awesome. They got this backstage. It was so cool. And they showed me pics and videos and stuff, and they educated me on Harry Potter and everything that the world entailed and all that stuff. So, listen to that podcast. It's actually pretty cool. With that said, I never got into Harry Potter, so I love the Series of Unfortunate Events. I really did love that series. I bought all the books, and so that's those. I want to reread those. I really want to reread those books, because apart from that, I don't feel like I have any other books that are dying to be read. I do like to. I would like to consider myself a wordsmith or a bookworm, but I feel that that Netflix and Hulu and binge watching YouTube Vine compilations and reaction. No, I really hate reaction videos. I don't watch reaction videos, but those have damaged those have usurped all of the time that I could have been reading. So that stinks. But apart from that, you guys, those are the books that are actually begging to be read. And that's how I feel about my nickname. So, do you have a nickname? Are there any books that are on your bookshelf dying to be read? Let me know in the comments below. Or even on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Outlet Podcast. You guys, it was a pleasure. This was pretty cool. Just like, comment, and subscribe. And when you see that little bell, that says, do you want to get those notifications? Say yes. Say yes to the notifications. And you will always get like my content. Like it will always show up. Bye-bye, sunroof. It will always show up on your phone, tablet, or any other way. So you guys, my name's Gazy, host of the Outlet Podcast. Connect and recharge.